You made you kids. I hate bikes. I'll obliterate these jumps. Whoa! Hey! So you want to play rough, eh? I'll smash your BMX. Say goodbye to your jumps, boys. What are you? Some kind of acrobat? There, last one. Flat as a pancake. Hey! You stinking GT, #1 in BMX.
Okay, riders, let's set them up. On the gate. Riders ready? Watch out.
Hi everybody, and thanks for joining us today for BMX Skills 101. I'm Mike Redman, and today we're going to teach you some of the skills it takes to be a winning BMX racer. And along the way, I've gathered up some of the top pros to show us what it takes to win.
Hi, my name's Jamie Stark. I'm originally out of Ashford in England. I now live in San Diego, California. I ride AA Pro. My sponsor is Haro Bicycles, and I'm a former world champion.
My name's Danny Nelson. I'm 24 years old. From Simi Valley, California. I race for Powerlight. I've been their pro for going on my 7th year. And I'm a past world champion. I won Rookie of the Year title in '93. And I'm still searching for my #1 pro title. I hope to get one this year.
My name is Thomas Allier. I'm from France. I live in Costa Mesa, California. I race for GT Bicycle, and I'm current leader in NBL and ABL.
My name is Mike King. I'm 29 years old from San Diego, California. I ride for Haro Bicycles. I'm a downhill dual slalom world champion as well as a BMX world champion. I've been racing for 24 years, and I'm old.
Yeah, my name's Dale Holmes, 27 years old, from England, Derbyshire, and now live in Huntington Beach, racing professionally for GT Bicycles. And I'm out here living my dream, really, racing against the American guys, and just having a good time racing and traveling. I've been a world champion once, European champion twice, and 20 times British champion.
Hello, my name is John Whipperman. I ride for MRC Redman Warp, sponsored by Jinko. I'm 22 years old from Norco, California. I've been a former amateur World Cup champion as well as Rookie Pro of the Year.
My name is Andy Contes. I'm 21 years old. I was born in Phoenix, Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, going to school at the University of Arizona. And in 1998, I was the #1 amateur and UCI #2 pro in the world, and the #4 pro in the world as far as cruiser. And in 1996, I won the world championships as a junior.
Hey, it's time to talk about bike prep. You don't even want to think about getting on the racetrack unless your bike is totally dialed in. Helping us today is going to be Andy Contes, checking out some of his hot bike setups.
Prepping your bike before a race is an excellent thing to do. I like to clean my bike. It gives me a chance to thoroughly look over it, make sure everything's clean and in working condition. It also makes sure my GT is in show condition for the race. Sometimes I like to change my gear before the race. Depending on the track that I'm racing, if it's a long and fast track, I'll go with the hard gear. If it's an easy, tight track, I'll go with the easy gear. This weekend's track is pretty tight, so I'm going to drop one tooth off my sprocket to a 43. You want to pay close attention to the important parts on your bike, so make sure everything's perfectly working so nothing bad happens during the race. It's a good idea to inspect your bike and tighten all the bolts on the bike before a race. This could prevent serious injury and anything going wrong during the race. You also want to check out your tires. Make sure you have enough pressure in them so that they don't roll or they don't blow up on the race from being too hard. And also check
Hey, the gate start, it's totally important. With a BMX race only lasting 30 to 40 seconds, you got to get into that first turn in that #1 spot if you can. So we're going to take a look at some of the best gate starters in the world right now. Factor into that world championship.
Yeah, I think the start plays a pretty big role in any race because we're sprinters, we're only out there for 30 seconds at a time, and there's not a whole lot of time to make up for lost ground. So the sooner you can get out of the gate and get yourself established in the front, the better off you're going to be at the finish line, I think.
What are some of the tips you can give us about getting set up in the gate?
Basically, you just don't want to be real extreme either way. You don't want to be over the front of your bike or lean back. You want to be kind of in a springy, cagey position, ready to explode. It's a quick twitch thing, so you need to be ready to go real quick.
Do we want to keep our body relaxed up there?
Yeah, you don't want to have anything locked out. Your arms and legs, you don't want them straight and stiff. You want to have a little bend in them, just ready to kind of spring when it's time to go. Kind of like, you know, it'd be like getting a quick jump or something. You need to be ready to spring.
When do we want to put that power down to our pedal? Once the gate releases?
Well, timing's everything. I think if you wait for the gate to release, you might be a little bit late. A lot of this is anticipation. So once you get the timing down in your head and you know when to leave, it becomes easy. But I think we need to be leaving a little bit before the gate releases usually.
So definitely going to get our body moving a little bit before the gate starts to release.
Yeah, I think it's important to get your momentum, your body weight moving forward, you know, actually before the gate falls. This way, when the gate falls and you're putting the power down, you've already got your weight moving out, and you can turn that power into a forward motion and get out in front of your competitors.
All right, how about the second, third, and fourth pedal? How important is that?
Just as important as the gate start, really. That's where you establish your position, right out in front of the gate, the first 15 feet or so. So if you can put together 3 or 4 consistent cranks, not just one big explosion out of the gate, but 3 or 4 in a row, then you get out of traffic, you can open it up. If you're in traffic at that point, you're going to get bottled up, so it's important to get out front.
All right, you just heard Thunder Dan. Let's go check out a gate start.
Hey, like Danny says, the gate start is super important, so you want to make sure that front wheel is set in the gate. Your pedals are set. He goes to a level height right there. He likes to get on the balls of his feet. You don't want to be on the middle of the feet. You want to be on the balls. That's where you're going to get the most power. He's going to adjust that back wheel to where he likes it. The hands are nice and relaxed, not too tight, not too forward, not too far back. He gets set. He's going to get that back wheel adjusted one last time. Then he drops his body back, eyes up on the lights, checks it out, waits for the cadence, and snaps forward. Well, here's some of the things that you don't want to do. As you can see, Mike King here in lane #1 looks up at the last minute, gets a terrible gate start. He's not with the rest of the pack. He's not throwing his body forward. He didn't anticipate the gate, and that's going to cause him to come out late, like you can see right here. And here's a couple other looks. Mikey waits till the gate's flat on the ground till he goes. That's going to put him behind the rest of the pack, as well as going much too high here on the second and third gate start, which also puts him behind the pack. Another look with John Whipperman here in lane 1 shows him anticipating the gate with bad timing. He hits the gate, and that also is going to put you out of the race. Well, let's take a look on Thunder Dan's bike from a rider's perspective. He gets a great start down the first straightaway at the cutting edge. Now let's take a look at some real race action. The Monster Cross from Wichita, Kansas. Thunder Dan gets a powerful start, throws the body through the front of the gate, down the first straightaway. He keeps his momentum going down into turn #1. Whole shot time for Thunder Dan.
Hey, to race BMX, you've got to be in great shape or you're not even going to get this far on the racetrack. Let's go check out Andy Contes and some of his pre-race conditioning.
To be the best BMX racer you can possibly be, you need a good combination of endurance and explosive power. This is a wind trainer. This is what I ride on for endurance. I try to ride this every night of the week for about 20 or 30 minutes and do cycles in the riding, 2-minute sprints and 2-minute cooldowns. This will enable me to build endurance and be able to sprint across the line every time. These are called lunges. Lunges are a good workout for the lower body and they'll increase your sprint. I do lunges 3 nights a week and 4 sets of 20, 10 on each leg.
All right, we're going to keep the weightlifting to the older guys, 14 and over. Remember, knees at 90 degrees and a straight back.
These are called leg extensions. Another good lower body workout. I like to do a lot of leg extensions to concentrate on the quads to help my sprint. I do 3 sets of 10 of leg extensions.
Remember, don't go too high on the weight. It's quality, not quantity, for this quadricep exercise.
These are called lat pull-ups, a good back workout to help me explode out of the gate. I do 3 sets of 10.
Hey, a good all-around upper body workout's going to help you with that gate start every time.
Stretching before you race increases flexibility and helps prevent injury while you're racing. These are some of the stretches that I do. This stretch is for your hamstrings and lower back. It's important when you're stretching to not bounce and stretch slowly.
A well-stretched muscle could be 25 to 35% stronger. It's been proven. This is for big guys and little guys.
This stretch stretches each of your hamstrings individually, your side of your back, and your inner groin.
A well-stretched muscle could be 25 to 35% stronger. It's been proven. This is for big guys and little guys.
This stretch stretches the front of your quadricep, and you do each leg individually.
The legs are the tools of our trade, so it's totally important that you get them nice and stretched out before you go up and race.
This stretch is one of the most popular among AA pro racers. It stretches the front of your quadriceps.
Andy's been the #1 amateur, and he's now a AA pro. He's got very powerful legs. It shows you how important it is to stretch.
The hurdler stretch stretches the back of your hamstring, and then you can bend over the knee to stretch the outside of your hamstring and another leg and your back. This stretch stretches your tricep and lateral back.
Hey, stretching's not limited to the lower body. We need to do the upper body too. A well-rounded program is what's going to get you to the winner's circle.
Last thing I do before a race is a muscle shakedown and ankle roll to just make sure I'm completely ready to go. These are flat ground sprints. You can do these pretty much anywhere, and they're very good for flat gate starts. They increase your explosive power. These are just a few of the things I do for pre-race conditioning. It's very important to be in your best shape. Many of the AA pros have their own programs, and you may need to find something that works just right for you.
Hey, the first straightaway. You can't win it down the first straightaway, but you certainly can lose it. Let's go check out how some of our top pros generate power down the first straightaway. And generating power down that first straightaway is so important because that's what's going to set you up for that first race. As you can see, coming down this first straightaway, the 2 riders on the outside should be at the disadvantage. That's Nelson and Romero, but as you can see right here, up and over this double roller, both of them are the only 2 riders in this race that are getting an extra pedal in from the outside. That's where you gotta pedal. You gotta pedal anywhere you can on the first straightaway. You get lazy, you get past. You wanna get that advantage over the guys who are not pedaling. Here we see Greg Romero on that middle line. He comes up and over the top. Pedals keep turning. That's gonna send him to the front of the pack right now, along with Danny Nelson down into turn number 1 at regular speed. That's gonna produce a hole shot. Hey, the first turn, it's probably the most crowded place on the track at any given time. It's all about confidence here. Dale Holmes, hey, sometimes you get an outside lane, you get a good start, and you're not quite got the speed going into the first turn. What do you do to shut everybody down?
What you're trying to do is get a smooth line over the first jump and move over as fast as you can and try and bring the pack to the inside and get a good line around the first turn.
Jamie Staff, we're talking about the inside advantage going into turn 1. How does that work for you?
Definitely, you want to be on the inside of the first turn. You know, the first turn is going to set the tempo for the rest of the race. If you've got the whole shot, definitely you want to hit the inside of the first turn. You can slow down the rest of the riders by going inside, then up high into the first turn. So yeah, that's where you want to be in the first turn, is the inside.
All right, great. All right, as you can see, just the opposite of what Jamie was just talking about. Dale Holmes takes the whole shot from the outside to the inside. He shuts everybody but down by doing that. Now let's take a look at Jamie on the inside. Comes through there, gets a little bump there from Dale Holmes, but it's not enough to slow him down because he's got that inside line. He's able to push the rest of the pack up to the high side, and they can do nothing but follow him. Another look of it from the outside right there, and another look from up high. Jamie Staff with that inside line pushes everybody up to the high side, no choice but to follow.
Now, let's take a look at both of our ways. Dale Holmes from the outside comes across the pack, cuts down on everybody. As you can see, they all have to slow down or go down. Now, from the rider's point of view, Dale's on the outside. He's still got one more rider to the inside of him, shuts the door, and that's the hole shot. Well, let's take one more look from the compy cam. He starts from an outside lane to the inside, gets the hole shot. Now Jamie Staff's gonna do the inside to the outside. Takes that inside line, pushes everybody up high. That produces another hole shot. Now let's take a look at a real race situation. Coming down the first straightaway, it is Christophe Levesque that has to push that inside line. Gets a little bit loose right there, but he's got the inside beat on everybody, pushes up everybody, and they have all got to shut it off. Now Craig Reynolds on the inside comes up underneath Jason Richardson and Robert McPherson. He produces a hole shot. Now let's look at the outside line. John Purse driving it out of lane 8. Who says you can't win from lane 8? Drives it down, pinches the inside line. Everybody else has got to grab a handful of brakes. One more look at that outside line. Again, John Purse here in Beaumont, Texas, is driving it down the outside. Matt Hayden looks to have the inside line. Handful of brakes, produces another hole shot for John Purse.
Hey, it's time for turns. This is a great place to hold the advantage when you're out in front. It's a great place to make up a lot of ground when you're in the back of the pack. If you want to make a move in the turn, you got a lot of different options. We're going to take a look at a couple of those options right now. Hey, we're in the turn with Mike King. You've been the BMX amateur champion, pro champion. You've been a mountain biking dual slalom champion as well as a downhill champion. I'm sure the turns have played a big factor in your career.
Well, definitely. I think the turns are the key to any race. The things I like to think about when I'm going into a race is, the first thing is your position. You want to make sure you're in the right position to make the move that you're looking for. I usually spend a few minutes looking at the track, looking over what lines are going to work, what lines aren't going to work. And then the other thing I like to look at is your timing. You know, you got to have good timing or it's not going to work. You got to be at the right position, you got to have timing, and then you also got to execute. When you have an execution, you have to have a commitment. You have to go for it. You know, if you don't go for it and you're a little hesitant, then there's no sense in making the move because you're going to lose all your momentum and you're either going to crash or just come out of the turn as slow as possible.
How about visualizing? Do you ever visualize yourself making those passes before it happens?
Sometimes I can go into a turn and I can look ahead and see what the two riders are doing. If I know that they're going in trying to get that transfer spot, or if I know that rider might have high points, you're going to tell by his body English. He's going to go into that corner, he's going to go straight for the line, and he's not going to think about the guy that's in second or third or fourth, and that just leaves the door wide open for you to just maintain a perfect outside-inside or an inside-outside move. So you have a lot of options.
Great, Mike. Let's go check out Mike King taking one of the turns.
All right, as you can see here, the guys are going to push each other up to the high side. Mikey takes advantage of that low line. Let's take one more look at it from up high. Coming into the turn, Staff comes underneath Dale Holmes. Mikey King is right there to take advantage of that move. Once again, from the rider's point of view, up high, down low, takes advantage of it in the turn. The turn is your friend. You got to work the turns if you want to make the moves out on the racetrack. As you can see from our CompuCam view, the other riders go up to the high side. Mike is right there, not following anybody, takes over the inside line. Now he comes underneath Whipperman, little block pass right there, takes away John's momentum. That'll produce good results as well. Mikey, the king of the turn, another look on the inside, takes over two riders. Now he's pushing it. He's got to keep his momentum over that final jump into that final turn if he wants to make the pass on John Whipperman. Right there, again, taking the momentum away. That is kind of one of the keys here. On the CompuCam, you can see he comes up to the high side. Whipperman's got no place to go, has to put his foot down, loses all of his speed. Now Dale Holmes out in front. He looks over at that rider. You don't want to do that because that's an illegal move right there. You're going to get disqualified on any ABA or NBL race by doing that. So remember, don't look before you make the move. Here in real race action, you can see John Purse setting up Randy Stumphauser coming into that straightaway. One more time, he's into the turn. Stumphauser goes up to the high line. John Purse always looking for that low line. Now let's take a look at some more examples in competition. Coming up, you're going to see Randy Stumphauser trying to get one more position. This could be a semi for you amateurs. You want to get that inside line and take over one more spot.
Hey, we've got a lot of different jumps on the racetrack. We got singles, doubles, triples, quads, tabletops, and there's a lot of different ways to take them. Hey, we're here with Danny Nelson. We're talking about tabletops right now. Danny, give us some of your different methods you use.
Well, there's basically a couple different ways, rolling techniques and jumping techniques. I like to use the rolling technique, which might consist of picking up before the tabletop and kind of bump jumping and catching some backside when you're in traffic. This way, it's not really a big jump. You can kind of control yourself better, and in close quarters, that works out good. The other technique, of course, is just to jump it and really try to stay as low as possible, getting backside whenever you can to get some pump and generate some more speed.
What situations do you use when you pedal over the top of the jump?
Well, when you pedal over the top, you can roll up the front, but it's critical that you leave your back wheel on the ground. This way you're not pedaling in the air and wasting energy and getting out of control. If you roll up the front, you want to leave that back wheel on, grab a couple pedals across the top, and set the front end down the back side.
All right, let's go check out some of those tabletop examples.
All right, as you can see, Dale Holmes right here drops the front end down, catches the backside coming down. Once again, uses that like another launch ramp and gets some more momentum going into the next obstacle. Up and over, super clean. Don't want to catch too much air. Whipperman drops it down there. As you can see here in slow motion, up and over, super clean. Front end comes back down. That's going to set you up to start pedaling again as soon as possible. Let's take a look at Jamie Staff one more time. All right, we've talked about some of the do's. Here's some of the don'ts. John Whipperman up and over, catches a little bit too much air. Dale Holmes takes advantage of it. As you can see, Whipperman up and over, decides he's going to style. Dale Holmes, being a world champion, taking big time advantage of that. Now Whipperman pedaling across the top. This is the more optimum way you want to take this jump. Up and over, pedal across the top, drop in the backside, keep the pedals cranking. All right, different riders, same result. It is Jamie Staff this time who comes up and over. As you can see, he compresses his body, stays over the crank hanger, pedals down the backside. Once again, compress coming up, pedals across the top, drops it into the backside, compresses the body back down, and gets those pedals moving.
Hey, Danny, we're talking about double jumping right now. The couple different ways you can take it. Why don't you tell us about your favorite ways?
Well, once again, Mike, you got the rolling technique and the jumping technique. It's just crucial on any jump that no matter what technique you take, you have to stay smooth. When you start casing into the face of a jump, you shave a lot of speed. So if you're rolling the jump, it's important to stay smooth through the middle, get a pump, try to set down the backside, and you can get 2 pumps out of 1 jump really, if you're gonna roll them. Jumping, once again, you wanna stay as low as possible, just enough to clear the second obstacle and get some backside again, and maybe even get a pedal down the backside of it in a race situation.
How critical is that backside?
It's real important. It's the difference a lot of times between taking the lead going into a turn or passing somebody down a straightaway. It's one of the few chances you have on a track to take advantage of a downhill, and you want to make sure that you're getting some of it.
All right, we just heard it from Danny. Let's go check out the double jump.
All right, first example we're going to look at is some manualing. John Whipperman takes it nice and smooth through there. Now Mikey King through there. Little guys, when you're learning this, you want to take it slow at first. Just let that front wheel come up. When you go over the backside of the jump, set it down over the backside of the second jump. Let that rear end fall in between the jumps, nice and smooth. Like I said, take it slow when you're learning, guys. Now Jamie Staff is going to show you from a side view. You want to keep that body going back when you're coming up the lip and straight over the crank hanger when you're going through it. Now Mike King on the compy cam. He leans a little bit farther forward, but he's still right over that bottom bracket hanger. Now Dale Holmes is going to show you how to double it up. Double right there. Comes out of the turn, sets up for it, gets his speed up and over. Important to drop into the backside so you can set up for the second obstacle. Always letting that back wheel clear. As you can see right now, Mike King doing the same thing. Back wheel's got to clear, because if it doesn't, if you 50-50 or you tag that thing, it's going to definitely slow you down into the next obstacle or the next turn or straightaway. One more time on the compy cam. Rear wheel up and over, clears it. Up and over, clears the backside again. Sends him off into a good race. Mike King one more time, up and over, but he tags right there. That's what we don't want to do. Right here, as you can see, comes down a little bit early, bumps the front tire, bumps the back tire, takes all of his momentum away. Now Mikey's going to show us an alternative route through there. It's going to be a pedal manual combination. As you can see in slow motion, he manuals it, pedals, keeps pedaling down the backside, manual pedal down the backside, produces great results for Mike King. Now we're going to take a look at two different styles on the same jump. Whipperman with the manual through there, Staff with the jump through there. All right, on the coffee camp, two different ways to take this jump. You're going to have to decide which jump's best for you.
Hey Dale, we're talking about speed rolling right now. Can you give us some tips on that?
Yeah, as you're approaching the jump, lean back, pick the front wheel up, and try and get your front wheel over the brow of the jump. Keep your weight back and pedal as fast as you can.
What are one of the don'ts on a speed jump?
One of the don'ts is picking up too late and kind of bonking the jump, which will kind of make you go into an endo, and it's going to make you lose speed, and you're going to take off, and it's not a good way to get over the jump.
Okay, great. Let's go check out some of that speed jump action.
All right, let's take a look at some good examples right now. Jamie Staff takes the weight off that front end, takes the weight off his bike, picks up, pedals down the backside. That's a perfect speed jump. Now John Whipperman coming at the first jump, picks up, over, backside, pedals down. You want to take the weight off your body. As you can see here, Danny Nelson taking the weight off the body. It's like the jump's not even in front of him. Now Jamie Staff gets into it a little bit early, gets the front end up too soon, pow, packs the jump, which shoots him into the air. That's going to slow you down every time. Same thing with Danny Nelson, same exact mistake. Now let's take a look at another mistake. Jamie Staff coming up the front of the jump, doesn't pull up in time, it just launches him off the backside. Doesn't even pull up this time, it also launches him. You don't want to launch off of it because that's going to slow you down. All right, in real competition, there's several things happening over this first jump. Three guys right here, Levesque, Romero, and Boots. Boots on the outside is going to jump it, come up a little bit short. That slows him down. Romero, nice jump over the first one, but he's going to pack the second one, what we talked about, and that's also going to slow him down. And Christophe Levesque, who does it perfectly on the inside, and he gets the whole shot.
Hey, it's the rhythm section. This is the section of the track that consists of rollers, step-ups, step-downs, tabletops. It's virtually a section that's found on every racetrack around the world. It's very exciting, but it can be very tough. You can live by it or you can die by it. All right, we're here with Andy Contes, brand new AA Pro. You just won the ABA National #1 Amateur title, the most coveted amateur title in the world today. I bet the rhythm section had a little bit to do with it.
Definitely, they had a big rhythm section at the Grands, and it was one of my plans of attack. If I had to pass somebody, it was going to be in the rhythm section.
All right, Andy. Hey, how do you determine whether you're going to jump or roll through the rhythm?
I think it mostly depends on the landing. I'll look at the landing and the jumps that come right after a double or a triple in a rhythm section. If it's something I can take really quick, I'll pedal over it or jump it and roll the next jump. If not, I'll probably roll through the jumps.
Great. Is there any other ways that you prepare for the rhythm section before you get out on the racetrack?
Yeah, I like to, when I get to a national, walk through the rhythm section, check it out, watch some other riders go through the rhythm section, and take any hints on any fast ways through, and then I'll start riding it myself. I like to look at how deep the jumps are and what the spacing is to see what I can skip and what I'm going to have to roll.
Well, sounds great. Let's go have Andy take us through the rhythm section.
All right, Andy didn't get where he is today by not working on the rhythm section. You want to keep that rear end down when you can, jumping when you have to keep that momentum. One more time in slow motion, comes through, keeps the rear end down, manual to manual, then to jump out of the rhythm.
We're here with factory Haro rider Jamie Staff. The rhythm section is a very important part of the track. You've been a world champion. You've had to have used this to your advantage.
Yeah, the rhythm is definitely one of the hardest, probably the hardest place on the track. Takes a lot of skill, a lot of good balance. Basically, I think it's just being positive when you get through it. You got to really attack it, get a lot of practice through the rhythms. You know, I got a lot of trail riding, try and get practice for that. And just try, that's the main area I work on when I'm practicing, get a lot of gates, get that section down, and then pretty much just work on the rhythm section, because that's where a lot of action is going to be taking place.
Great. You like to watch the other riders before you get into that rhythm section?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I'll hit it and I'll be riding around, but during when I'm taking a rest, I'll sit and watch the other riders, see how they're taking it, because, you know, you might find a way of taking it that you haven't thought of, and you can see someone else is doing it really fast. So You know, definitely, yeah, you watch other riders, see how they're doing it.
Hey, like Jamie says, you always want to watch those other riders, see if there's something you can pick up that's going to help you through the rhythm section. This is a combination of manualing, speed rolling, jumping, as well as pedaling when you can.
We're here with Thomas Allier, GT Panasonic Shockwave Megastar. You're the current world champion, and I'll bet the rhythm section had a lot to do with you winning the championship.
I try to take the rhythm section very fast. I try to pedals very fast just before the rhythm section, and I like take the rhythm section on manual. Everything I try to speed jump and manual everything and pedal where I can.
You like to manual most of the rhythm section then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. How about pedaling? Do you ever get any more pedals in across the tabletop?
It's very hard to pedal on the rhythm section. I like to push very hard with my legs, and I like to pedal very when I finish the rhythm section. When on the last jump, I like to pedal just after.
So right after the last jump on the rhythm section, you're liking to get some extra pedals into that turn to keep that speed up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go check out Thomas on the rhythm section right now.
Hey, like Tomas said, it is very hard for him to pedal in a rhythm section like this, so it's really important that he gets that speed ahead of time. Going into the turn, he cranks as hard as he can, then all he's got to do is flow, manual, and speed roll through the rhythm. All right, now let's take a group shot. Whipperman comes through, packs the second one. Nelson, he's not getting any flow. It's Contes who had the speed going into the turn. As you can see right here, he came off that turn, sets up on the low line, keeps his speed up, manuals everything perfectly. That gives him the speed to make the pass. As you can see, Andy kept the rhythm there. Now from the point of view camera, Andy comes through there. He's keeping the rhythm. That's why they call it a rhythm section. You got to stay smooth. Enables him to make the pass. Now the CompuCamp, Andy coming through there on the gas, setting up that speed ahead of time. Remember, that's a key, getting the speed in the turn ahead of time. Then all you got to do is stay smooth and out-rhythm everybody. All right, in real competition now, it is the GT rider that's looking to the inside now. He's got to stay smoother than everybody through the rhythm if he wants to pick up a position. He's got one. He's looking at the finish line. He's going to get two.
Hey, the finish line, one of the most important parts of the track. This is where you get the points, the trophies, and the cash. Without a strong finish, you're not going to get any of the above. Let's talk to John Whipperman about a strong finish.
Hey, John, being a AA pro, can you tell us the importance of a finish line?
Yeah, there's a lot of importance in the finish line. You don't want to be sitting down early because all those points matter. You could get past. 1 point may be the difference between first and second. Sponsors wouldn't be happy. Team sheets and such, and besides, if you lose, it's just beating yourself, and you don't want to be doing that. So give it all you got, all the way to the line, and that usually come up the best way.
All right, what about right at the finish line? Is there anything in particular you do to get that extra advantage?
Yeah, if you're coming down to a sprint with a couple other guys and things are getting close, if you go ahead and just throw your bike forward, push your whole body as far as you can, stretch it, sort of say, like a horse would, you might get that extra couple inches, and it could make the difference.
All right, great. Let's go up and check out the finish line.
Hey, a lot like the start, the finish is so important to a BMX race. You got to be a well-rounded rider. As you can see, Mikey with a nice stretch at the line right there picks up the win. Coming around the outside right here, he's still looking for the finish line, stretches it out there, comes out a wheel length ahead of Danny Nelson. Let's take one more look at it. Comes through there with a nice stretch at the line. That produces winning results, guys. Always try hard, pedal 5 pedals past that finish line when you can. Now Mikey coming around, he's going to do a don't. He thinks he's got it in the bag. Looks left, he should have looked right because Danny Nelson's right there and takes the win away from him. Once again, coming across, looks back to see where everybody else is. Danny says, see ya. All right, so Mike King making a common mistake in BMX, takes a look behind him to see where everybody else is. This might be a transfer spot to the main event. Danny Nelson comes around, gets the stretch at the line, takes the win. All right, in real competition, John Purse is gone. He's got his head down, but it is the GT rider who has to get the stretch at the line to take the position for the second place.
Hey, to win at BMX, you have got to be prepared mentally. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can go out and walk the track. You can visualize your races. Let's go check out what some of our top pros do to get prepared mentally on race day.
Some of the things I do mentally would be to just, you got to be confident, I think, and that just carries over from results week in and week out. I'm confident in my ability to pass people, to get good starts, and I'm a good pack rider. So, you know, like I said, it's just all based on results. If you got the good results, you can carry that on in your momentum, and mentally you should be fine.
As far as mental stuff goes, I'll prepare at the race. I'll clear my head out while I'm behind the gate and take care of it there. Mentally, before the race, during the week, I'm at school and I'm doing mental work on school homework and stuff there. I don't really have the race weekend in mind yet.
One of the things I like to do to prepare myself for the weekend is basically try and get a bit of quality training done, whether that's riding my bike, going down to the gym, or you know, do some sprints or starts, whatever, at the local track. I like to make sure my bike's in working order, everything's working good, my uniform's clean, and you know, just mentally ready to go out there and race.
Mentally, I prepare for a race by doing just trying to feel happy, you know, hang out with my wife, have some fun, just put a good attitude towards the race weekend, act positive. Doesn't matter if the track's bad or what, you know, you've got to go with a positive attitude, otherwise you're not going to do anything. I've got a couple of books I read that help me out and stuff.
Leading up to a race preparation, I just like to go into a weekend, you know, with a lot of confidence, which just means making sure that you covered the bases during the week. You gave yourself enough rest. If you needed to do a little bit of training earlier in the week, you covered that. And basically I like to go in real fresh. You know, maybe taking a day or two for rest before the weekend, just so you know you can last all weekend long when you're at the races.
When I arrive on the tracks, I try to find the best way to be faster on the tracks, and I try to be relaxed, not afraid about the tracks, not afraid about the jump and everything like this. Just I try to be relaxed and just think about the race and think about the best way I can take.
Mentally, I prepare for a race by going out to the motorcycle track and getting aggro on my dirt bike and jumping as big a jumps as I could possibly find, passing people as close as I can, and just staying on the gas pretty much all the time. And BMX just seems like fun after that.
All right, with the physical part out of the way, now comes the mental preparation. You want to visualize what's going on out on the racetrack, where you want to be in that race, and what you want to do against your competition. You need to focus on everything before the gate drops to get the best results. All right, now let's summarize what this tape has been all about. Your pre-race conditioning. This is your stretching, your weightlifting, all of the stuff that you need to do before the events and the weeks leading up to the events. Bicycle preparation. You gotta have a bike that is sound and safe when you're on the racetrack, because this is your main tool to take you to the winner's circle. The starts, the gate start has got to be perfected every time you get on the racetrack. The first straightaway, it is so important. Practice, practice, practice on the first straightaway at your local track. The first turn, work on those moves, the outside move, the inside move. These are going to get you the results that you want to see in your performance by the end of the year. Jumping, you can never get enough jump practice in. You guys like to go to the trails, you like to do it at the tracks, practice your jumping. Cornering and turns, you never want to neglect the turns. A lot of guys go out to the racetrack and they don't practice the turns enough. They spend a little bit too much time on the jumps and with their buddies. The rhythm section, you got to practice the rhythm section. This is a mastered art. You want to do it as much as you can. Every track has got a rhythm section. And the finish line, never neglect the finish line. You want to push that bike all the way in practice as hard as you can. And finally, mental preparation. Not only do you need to be physically prepared, you need to be mentally prepared. You need to visualize where you want to be on the racetrack, and you want to visualize the results that you want. And that's how to be a winner.
Well, it's been a great day of training here today. Thanks again for joining us on BMX Skills 101. We hope we've given you the skills it takes to become a BMX champion. All right, there's only one thing left. It's time to turn off the VCR and head out to the track and try some of those skills you've learned here on BMX Skills 101.
Danny, we're talking about double jumping right now. There's a couple different ways to. Hey, we're here with pro world champion Danny Nelson.
All right, sorry. I'll do it this time. I'll pull it off this time.
You know, build my bike, hang out with the dogs, play with my girlfriend, and then
Hey, we're in the turn now. This is a great place to hold your lead, protect your lead, or get behind. Or I started out backwards, so I forgot what I was going to do.
Get a lot of sleep. After that one again. What do I do mentally?
I can't look right. I can't look right at Mike.
hang out. I really don't like to train during the week.
To walk through the course before you ride it, or watch other riders?
Généralement, avant de prendre ouais, I can't speak French now. Oh,
Well, probably Thursday night if I'm leaving Friday, just so I get the good glow for the weekend and.
We're talking about double jumps right now. Can you tell us a couple of your different ways?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Kept the rhythm section at the depth.
Ever stepped in the corners?
He tries to, but you know, he can't catch me very good.
These are flat ground sprints. You can do these pretty much anywhere, and they'll increase your explosive powers. Very good for bone out capabilities.
Nutrition, right?
Here we go. All right.
Whoa, all right.
Oh, hold on.
Hey, Danny, we're talking about double jumping right now. Can you tell us about some of your techniques?
No. Oh, sorry.